it's John at Apache Village. I'm here with Adam Clark. He's going to be giving us a walkthrough of this 2024 Fleetwood Frontier 37RT. This is the diesel coach that comes in just a step, not much of a step, but just a step below our Discovery line. And this is new as of last year? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, new as of last year, 2023. So right here we have a 24. We're going to let Adam go ahead and dive in and show you what's going on in here.
All right, guys, starting right up at the front. All your diesel coaches are going to come with a generator on the front end of it. So Fleetwood, what they're going to do is they're going to have a big pull-out tray with an 8,000 watt Onan diesel generator. The reason we have this flap on here, one is to protect the controls that are on top of the generator. So we're going down the road, it's raining, the water's not getting on top of them. But then two, allows me to stand on this while I can actually wash my windshield.
Hey, I didn't know that.
This will lift up to give us access to the generator if we ever need to work on it. We can also work on it from the bottom as well. So when we do push this closed, there's a latch that's on the bottom that actually keeps this from moving forward on you while you're going down the road. On your front end of all your diesel coaches, you're going to have a clear bra that's on the front end of this. So it's going to help prevent rocks from coming up here and chipping up this paint. And then also it's going to make it easier for us to clean bugs off of here. So we can get a rag, wipe that stuff right off of it, and we don't have to worry about anything that's there. On all your diesel coaches on the Fleetwood, you're going to have your big Velvac arms. Your mirror is actually in the top of this guy. I'm sorry, the camera. We don't put the camera on the side of the coach. All right, the reason we don't do that is now I'm actually taking all the blind spots out of your coach. So when you're looking at your mirror, you're gonna see your camera, you turn your blinker on, you're gonna be able to see everything around you, and we're not gonna have any blind spots on the side of the coach. We'll put our windshield wipers on the top. We all know gravity works well, so when our windshield wipers come down, they're going through and sweeping all that water off while we're going down the road, and then they're gonna bring back up to the top of it. One piece fiberglass or glass.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is a tough one today. Big piece, one piece windshield. It's actually installed like your car windshield. We don't put it into a gasket seal. We actually use a urethane around this whole thing. So if we took these rubber pieces off here, you're literally going to see your windshield glued and molded to this cap. It's not sitting in a gasket to where we're going on the road, it's twisting, that windshield can't pop out. So that's why we'll go through and do it this way. So it's a little bit more expensive, but we know we're not going to have any leaks, and we're going to have to worry about our windshield popping out on us. Coming down the side of the coach, you're going to see all this beautiful paint that's on the side of the coach. Fleetwood does an amazing job when it comes to painting their coaches. They paint all of their own coaches inside their factory, so we don't have to ship it out, and if it comes back to the factory, we don't have to go through and send it back if there's any imperfections. Every coat of paint has 3 coats of paint. Every Fleetwood coach, doesn't matter if it's this guy or if it's my Discovery that's sitting right next to it. 2 coats of clear, we cut and buff. So therefore, when you run your hand on the side of this, you don't feel any of the lines that are there from any of the paint. Much smoother finish that's on side of these. This guy here is on our Freightliner XCR chassis. What that is, it's a straight rail chassis. But we buy the clip from Freightliner, so we buy the front clip, we buy the rear clip with our Cummins diesel motor in the back of it. We'll get into that here in a second. But what marries those two together is our Power Bridge platform that we make at Fleetwood. So when you get inside of the basement down here, you're going to see your straight rail chassis here, but then Fleetwood adds all these cross riggers that are coming all the way out to here. And the reason we build our own is when we're going to get into this a little bit more, but our wall slides into our floor, and it's called the interlocking wall to roof, our wall system. And when we do this, is my coach is no more than a 1/10 of an inch off from being unlevel front to back, and then no more than an 1/8 of an inch off from being square corner to corner. And the reason we do that is, I'll show you the cutout that we have. This wall slides onto our floor. Inside in our basement, we use an Asdel floor. So therefore, when we go through, I'm going to use this bucket here for an example. We're going to have all of our stuff. We're going to set this here. We're going to open up our compartment door. We're going to grab this. 90% of the time we're at a campground. It might be dirt. We're going to set this inside here. We just picked up all that dirt and we set it on side here. A lot of our competitors will use a carpet like this that we use here on their sidewalls. They'll use it on the bottom. So therefore, when you put that stuff in there, all that dirt's just accumulating on that carpet. Now I can take this out. I can spray this whole bay out. We don't have to worry about anything. Or we can wipe it out with a rag because it's all nice plastic that's inside there. These are our ladder extensions for the back ladder and then for our front bunk, which we'll get into. And then you'll notice there's a box of tile over there. All your tile inside on the floor is all hand-laid tile. If we chip one, we have more tile to actually replace it. Watch your head. With that interlocking floor and wall system, this is what we use. So this is our floor. We use a 3/8 plywood decking on top of it. This tile is a little bit different. This actually is for our Discovery. Our tile in here isn't as thick. But then you notice this forged aluminum that's over here. So you got a male piece and you got a female piece. So now we build this. We set this on top of that power bridge platform that we built that's darn near perfectly level. Then we take this wall and it slides on into the side of that. So therefore it interlocks. So it keeps that coach from twisting while you're going down the road. It also keeps your slide boxes square, especially on coaches like this that have a full wall slide. That's a lot of pressure on that wall. This isn't going to move. You can come out here and try to move this all day long. You're not going to move it. Then if you bring up the wall, you're going to notice this is our roof. We take this piece of roof material and we actually interlock it to the sidewall. And if you notice, it wraps over the top of that wall. So everybody worries about water on the roof. If water comes and gets inside of our roof somehow, it runs down here. Water has to defy gravity. It has to go over here and up, over, and then down and inside the wall. If water's doing that, I don't want to be anywhere near my motorhome.
Yeah, you might be underwater.
He might be. Also, one thing with this cutout is you notice this piece of fiberglass that's right here. What that is Fleetwood changed their wall construction in 2004 to a 3/16 inch thick piece of fiberglass. When they did that, we have yet to have a delamination problem since 2004, so 20 years. Find another manufacturer that can say that. You won't. And the reason being is because our exterior wall is all fiberglass. And then when we flip this over, we'll notice we use this piece of clear here to show you how much glue is over this whole sidewall of our coach. And we vacuum bond our sidewalls. So therefore, when we go through and we do this, there's not a lot of manufacturers that vacuum bond because it's so expensive and it's a gluing process that goes into it. So Fleetwood, these are a lot of things that no one sees that Fleetwood does that no one else does. There's one manufacturer out there that does a very small form of this, but it's nothing like this. I can guarantee you that.
And just to piggyback on this, the structural rigidity you get and the integrity you get is another reason why we're able to do this windshield. So when Adam was talking about the gasket you have on a lot of different coaches and windshields, because the front end of this thing is flexing and twisting. Without naming names of brands, we have other brands that come in with snap tiles halfway down the chassis and this and that. All that is because your coach chassis is flexing when you're going down the road. But because of the rigidity of that Fleetwood system, we're able to use this automotive style windshield that glues straight in. We don't have the issues with the snapped tiles and this and that. Yep. So just an extremely rigid chassis.
Then moving towards the back, 3/4 pass-through, full pass-through. Inside this compartment, you'll actually have all your coaches come standard with the inline surge protector already built into the coach, and then that's also your transfer switch, and then all your diesel coaches come standard with the Dirt Devil central vac system. Then back here in the back, we have our Magnum 2000 pure sine wave inverter. We got our chassis disconnect, and what that's for is when we're parking this and storing it for a period of time, we want you to turn that off, and then also turn this one off here. So those are two big chassis disconnects for your batteries. And then if you're ever inside this compartment, you're on the phone with me. Why? Because there's something wrong with your coach and you're like, Adam, how's this work? What's going on? I'm like, remember that compartment? Yes? Okay, go back there and let me know what's going on with it. Then we're gonna have our hydraulic pump. This hydraulic pump is only for our stabilizing jacks. We don't use hydraulic on any of our slides, they're all electric. So therefore, when I get to my campground, I lower the air out of the system, I hit a button, hydraulic pump's gonna level my coach up, and we're gonna be ready to go. Then on the back of your coach, you're gonna have a full one-piece cap back here. You're gonna have the ladder, and then we saw the extension for it back there, 10,000 pound towing capacity. One thing Fleetwood started doing last year on their big diesel coaches, we got an air hookup. A lot of these new brake systems that are for cars are required to use air to apply brakes on the vehicle through their brake buddy. So Fleetwood, they took it upon themselves to put this on there for you guys so you don't have to pay someone extra to go through and install this on their coach. It's already there, so you have the braking system. All we have to do is hook it up. We don't have to go through and say, oh, Mr. Customer, we got to charge you another 6 hours to do this. No, it's already here for us to do it. 360 horsepower. This is the 6.7 Cummins diesel. We're putting out, I think, 840 foot-pounds of torque. I think, somewhere right there.
That sounds right.
I forget the numbers because I know our
on the screen.
other ones over there, the big boys, gonna have a lot more. Then in this back compartment here, you got your 4 6-volt deep cycle marine batteries. These are for your coach. So everything inside the motorhome, this is what's getting powered by it. All right. Then when you open this compartment door here, you're gonna have 2 more 12-volt batteries. Those 12-volt batteries actually start the coach. While we're running down the road, engine running, we're trickle charging the house batteries. We're running the generator, we're charging those batteries and trickle charging our engine batteries as well. Inside this compartment also, you're gonna have your 50 amp power cord reel. Comes standard on all your Frontiers. Then we're gonna have our 10-gallon DEF tank. Your DEF tank, everybody always wants to know, how much am I gonna use, this, that, and everything. That tank's good for about 10,000 miles. So you're gonna get 1,000 gallons per mile, or per gallon on your DEF system. Then in this compartment, we're gonna have our full water bay, whole house water filtration. We like to keep things simple. Black tank flush, city water. There it is. Hot water drain, cold water drain. This bypass tank, this allows you to fill your freshwater tank through your city water connection. That's that. Big blue handle down on the bottom, 1.5-inch pipe. That's going to be your drain for your freshwater tank. Then we have our black and gray valves down here. This bay is heated. It is not a true 4 Seasons motorhome, but we do force heat down in here. So therefore, if we ever get into cold weather, we can turn our furnace on, and therefore we can go through and keep this nice and warm down here. Lastly, over here on the outside, you're gonna have a 110 outlet, and everybody's like, an outlet in the water? That doesn't make sense. Well, it's for those extreme temperatures like we had. Plug in a ceramic heater, put it down here, and keep this bay nice and warm so we don't have to worry about anything if we do get stuck in the extreme cold weather. Then back here, you're gonna have the other side of that pass-through storage compartment that swings open. Then if you notice in this whole coach, we haven't seen a propane tank yet. You're not gonna see one. Why? Because we went to the AquaHot 400D. All my heat is done through my 400D AquaHot. All my hot water is ran through this whole system here. Not to get super technical, we use antifreeze and we run a coil inside of it and all that good stuff. So that's what's gonna go through and produce heat inside of our coach and also all of our hot water. So we're gonna have continuous hot water when we turn our hot water system on inside there.
Such a cool system.
Then in the front storage compartment here, you have your windshield wiper fluid. Then also here, you're gonna have a hookup for a air hose. And what that's for is if we're towing a car, we're towing a trailer, a boat, if we're at the lake and we want to inflate all of our inflatables, I can hook an air hose right up to here. This is a full air ride suspension, so I have an onboard air compressor that's in here that's going to allow me to fill all that stuff up, and I don't have to go and take them to the gas station, or I don't have to ride my car with a flat tire. So it's a nice, easy, convenient feature for you guys that Fleetwood's doing because we have a full air ride suspension. Yeah, here we are watching Let's Make a Deal. Walking in the coach, both driver and passenger seat, both swivel around. Passenger seat's going to have the recliner on it. We can't have the driver have a recliner because we need him paying attention while we're going down the road. Speaking of that, what Fleetwood's doing is they're using this Mobileye technology that's here. What this is going to help detect when you are getting out of your lane. So if you are getting out of your lane, this little circle over here is going to beep which lane you're on. It's either right or left, and it's going to start beeping at you. So it's going to tell you to get back in the center of the lane. It will also detect if someone is walking in front of you. If you're at a stop sign or a stoplight, you start to roll and you're talking to your co-pilot. You don't have to worry, like there's someone walks there, it's going to beep at you. So it's not going to press the brakes on. It's just going to alert you and let you know, hey, you got someone in front of you. But then also, if you're starting to get too close to a car, it will alert you as well. Again, it does not apply the brakes. It's not that high tech yet. We will get there. But then a few years back, Freightliner changed their whole dash. We went to a full electronic dash with now our gear shifter is actually on what looks like a blinker. And then we have our blinker. Yep, used to be on the left-hand side over there. We still can turn it into a manual transmission to where if you are going down a hill, you can actually manually change it down from 6th gear to 5th gear, 4th gear, what have you. Because on this coach, we're using the Allison 2500 series transmission mirrored with the 6.7 Cummins diesel. 2 monitors. One's going to be for your cameras. Then your Sony's going to be for your Apple Play, Android Auto. Then you're going to be able to do, when you turn your blinker on or put this in reverse, this screen will turn up and it will actually show whatever your camera you're on. It will not, this one will still be on, but then this one will show up. So when we're going down the road forward, I have this on the whole time to see what's behind me. That way I don't have to worry about if I have navigation hooked up on here. I don't have to worry about anything changing that at all. All right, then up top we have our TV, then these little cabinets. This one's going to slide over because this has the technology package, which is a Wi-Fi booster, the your Mobileye, and then we have the Vera Mega Touch that's in the back, and we'll get into that here shortly. And if you notice, they slide instead of opening because right above me I got a drop down bed for 2 adults, 500 pound weight capacity. I forgot to grab the key. Take this, hit the button, run this down. We have 2 adults that sleep up here. They have their own TV, and you don't have to worry about those cabinet doors being open, you know, when we're raising this back up and hitting it at all. But then if you look, when you walk in this coach, first thing you notice is, one, the driver passenger seat, but then you notice the tile floor. All individually hand-laid tile floor. All right, we have, again, the box of extra tiles that's outside. And the reason we're able to use a glazed porcelain tile is because of the power bridge platform that we build at Fleetwood. So with us being so perfectly level, I don't have to worry about my tiles cracking, popping, and my coach shifting at all. And then again, along with that interlocking wall to floor, that coach, we're not twisting. That's all there is to it. So again, full wall slide here, another slide here. We're not twisting in anything of that sort. We're not having to worry about our tiles popping. We do have the 2 power recliners here. We have the light that's on there, little USB port that's on the front of it there. Then also we're going to have seatbelt there, storage on the middle, and then storage on either side of the recliners that's there. We can get a trifold sofa here. We ordered this one this way because we order them with the drop down bed. So we figure, you know, that's a drop down bed. This is a drop down bed. And then you got a bed in the back. I'm sleeping 5 people in here very comfortably. Push comes to shove, I can always throw an air mattress on the floor, not have to worry about anybody you know, walking on them. Well, maybe you gotta be careful. Glass, inlaid glass on these cabinet doors here to make this feel like it's our living room, because we got the glass fireplace that's there. It is a 5,000 BTU heater. It will heat this motorhome up. I have done tests and everything on these guys, and I love using them because it knocks the chill off of our motorhome in the morning, early spring, late fall, when that's the best time to go camping. On your 37RT, we're going to use 3 air conditioners. We have 2 in the front here, we have a 15 there, 13.5 here, and we have a 13.5 in the back. The third one is going to be overkill for us, so I can get away with 2 air conditioners here, but we're going to use 3 because we want to make sure that you are comfortable in the heat of summer here in the Midwest. It's going to be 110 degrees outside and you want to be cool. That's why we add the 3rd air conditioner, so you don't have to worry about doing that later on down the road. Then we're going to have our switches here for our manual override. What this is for, when you start using all your air conditioners, your microwave, this is a whole electric coach. We don't have propane inside here, so therefore we're using electric for our cooktop, we're using electric for our microwave, we're using electric for our refrigerator, we're using electric for all our air conditioners, we're using electric for our TVs. So if something starts happening and things want to go haywire, I can actually physically turn off the rear air conditioner so no power can go to that air conditioner. I can cool my whole coach with the front too, and then give that extra power to my kitchen, so I don't have to worry about tripping breakers or my wife being mad at me because she's trying to cook something and it doesn't work. So we don't have to worry about doing any of that stuff. Then we got a full pantry that's here. We have our full bath in the middle of the coach. All right, so we have tons of countertop space, nice medicine cabinets, toilet, and then we got the full ABS shower surround. The nice thing with that is there's no seams on that shower surround. So therefore there's no potential for any water to get inside of the floor, on the walls, or anything of that sort. And then we also have the seat that's there for us to go through and shave our legs. We do have a pocket door. Push this guy down, slide this across. So now we don't have to worry about...
You got a porcelain pot?
Oh, great. We don't have to worry about walking past the door to open it. We can literally just walk in and then close it back off. That's there. All right, but then in our kitchen, we do have the microwave convection oven because, again, if you notice, there's no oven. Why? Because we don't have propane inside this coach. Then we use the farmhouse sink, real solid stone tile countertops. It's the 1 bowl sink that's there. Then behind that, we're using a big window. We've had a lot of feedback from our ladies, because a lot of our ladies do dishes. They do the cooking and everything. The guys should do the dishes, by the way. I'll just throw that out there. But this allows us to actually look out over the kitchen area to keep an eye on the grandkids or kids if they're out there riding bikes, playing or what have you or whatnot. And that was, again, that's solely research that's been done by Fleetwood and from the ladies giving feedback out in the industry. Then again, residential refrigerator, swing open the door, top refrigerator, and then bottoms are going to be your freezer, and then we do have an ice maker on this guy right here. Then walking back into the back, storage on either side of the TV, below it, 110 outlets on the back. This one we ordered with the washer dryer already. Going into our diesel coaches, you're going to get either a stacked washer dryer or you're going to get a side-by-side washer dryer. We're not doing the combos. I think there's one floor plan that has the option of a combo. We usually don't do that, but when it has the option of having a side-by-side or a stack, we're going to go through and do it because I don't sacrifice on the bowl size here. So I can actually do a load of laundry and not have to worry about, you know, having to do 10 loads of laundry because my pair of pants filled up the bowl. Then, if you notice, we have the bed that's in the up position. This is called a rest and read bed. And the reason we have this bed like this is because when I close the slide outs, I have a 36-inch deep slide out here. I have a 36-inch deep slide out here. We do math, that's 6 feet. How wide's our coach? 8 foot. Do this math here, it's over, you know, 2 foot long. So when I close these together, I need to have this bed in the up position. So therefore these can close and seal everything up. When I get to the campground, I can hit the button on the side and I can lay this completely flat, and therefore we're good to go there. But it is a true 72 by 80 king size bed. It's not a short king or RV king or anything of that sort. So it's much nicer. So if you don't like the comfort of this mattress, we can go to the store, buy our own, and you don't have to worry about buying a special mattress. Above the bed here, you're going to have a hole that's put in the back there with a 110 outlet. And the reason that hole's there is there's going to be able to put your hose up through here for a CPAP machine. A lot of us have CPAP machines to sleep at night. So now it's up, out of sight, out of mind, and we just run our hose right through there and then we're ready to go to sleep. And as you notice, as soon as I open that cabinet door, the lights came on. Lights go off as soon as you close that door. So we don't have to worry about anything there. Cool. One thing I skipped, and I apologize for this, is this beautiful little computer system that we have here in the center of the coach. It's your Vera Mega Touch. This is going to control your whole motorhome. There's going to be another one that's right above your head when you're sleeping. So when you can go through in here, and you notice John's hitting all the buttons, it's going to go through and do a lot of stuff that's on here. So with that, the Aqua Hot system that's outside that we went over, that controls your hot water, that controls your heat. We can go through and set our temperature inside here for the heat, turn it on, ready to go. But then you can turn all your lights on and off. If you're the tech savvy guy like I am, I'm downloading the Vera Mega Touch app. I'm controlling my whole motorhome from my phone. So if I don't want to get up and turn the air conditioner down, or if the wife or I'm getting up to get in the shower, I don't have to worry about turning the hot water heater. My Aqua Hot's already on. I can do it all from my phone. Pop it out, boom, we're ready to go, turn it on, and we don't have to worry about anything. Then walking back, what makes this motorhome what it is I'm walking back into my office. A lot of us now can work from home. Wish I could. We won't get into that. But it's nice because we do have a TV that's back here. You have a spot for a chair, for an office. We have the pop-up outlet that's here. So if we're in our computer, we can have our computer set up there. This also is our closet. Tons of storage that's back here. This cushion that's here, that's actually for your dinette booth when we make it a bed. That's the cushion for it to make it into a bed. But it's just the space that you're gaining back here because it's a huge walk-in closet if you're not working from home. But then if you are, you're able to go. And then you also have pocket doors that are going to close you off from everybody else. So therefore now you have the privacy. So if you do have to do a conference call or anything of that sort, you're closed off, and then, you know, the kids can be up front, you know, being kids, being noisy, and we don't have to worry about hearing them while we're on our conference call. It's back here. But this is what made this coach what it is today. Down here on the bottom, you actually have a bunch of storage that goes back there in the back. So extra stuff we're not going to use that often. I can tuck that all back inside there. And then this little box that's here, that's actually for us if we ever had to work on your top half of your motor. We pull those 4 little plugs out, undo this floor, we lift it up, and we can access everything on top of your coach. But that's your 37RT 2024. If you guys have any questions, feel free to call me. I'm Adam. I'd love to help you guys out. And again, if you have any questions, let us know.